Signs they still have feelings for you. Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about the signs that they still have feelings for you. So this is for those people who are trying to get an ex back, someone that they still have feelings for, and are hoping that their ex still has feelings for them. So if that's you, then continue watching. So this kind of thing has happened to me a few times where exes still had feelings for me. And basically I'm just going to give you what I know from those exes from my past that wanted to get back with me. So one of those first things is they reach out to you. So they initiate contact with you. You're not the one that's messaging them. You're not the one that's initiating contact with them, but they're the ones that are initiating contact with you. Now, they might not necessarily say things like, I still have feelings for you. They might not necessarily say, I want to get back with you. They may not say, I miss you. They might not directly say to you those things. So you may not directly know whether or not this person still has feelings for you. However, there are obviously occasions where that does happen, but it's usually quite rare, because usually if an ex wants to get back with you, they are questioning you as well. They are wondering if, do they still have feelings for me? I hope they still have feelings for me. But they don't want to find out directly. They don't want to directly say, do you still have feelings for me? Or do you want to get back together? Or I miss you and I want to get back with you. Do you want to do the same? They're going to try and test the waters a little bit. And they'll do this by initiating contact with you. It might be something as simple as them asking like, hey, how are you? Asking what you're getting up to. They just basically want to know what you're up to. They may even invite you out. They may even say, hey, do you want to go and have a catch up one day or something like that? But they will be trying to initiate contact with you and try and keep the conversation going. Now, there are a difference between the kinds of messages that you can get from your ex. So if your ex is like saying things like, can I get my stuff back? When can I get my stuff back? Or I have this of yours, when can I drop it off? If they are trying to finalize the relationship, then obviously that's not good. That's obviously really negative. And they may even be messaging you, but they might be saying really not very nice things about you. So let's say the breakup was pretty bad, and let's say you said a bunch of things that may have hurt their feelings. They might be saying things to you like, I can't believe you said that to me, stuff like that. So they might be saying things that aren't really very nice to you. But there are obviously other kinds of messages that do indicate if this ex of yours still does have feelings, and those will be more positive. So they'll be just randomly asking you how you are. Again, they might directly say that they miss you or something like that, but usually it's going to be something like, hey, how are you? And they're going to be trying to find information about you and things like that. So if that kind of thing is happening, then the best thing for you to do is to actually invite them out, invite them to, meet up with you. Ask them if they would like to have a catch up one day. And this is something that happened to me. Like, I had an ex that all of a sudden, even though we'd become not friends on Facebook anymore, one day I got a friend request from them, and at that kind of time I was kind of over it and I didn't really care anymore, so I accepted the friend request. And then a couple of days later, she reached out to me and said, hey, how are you? And I could tell that she kind of wanted to meet up. I think we even facilitated meeting up one day, but I kind of backed out of it because I realized, I don't really want to be with this person. I shouldn't really go on a date with this person because I'm not really interested in going out with them. I think we had a plan to meet up and have pizza or something, but I kind of decided that, okay, I don't really want to get back with this person. And the reason why I didn't want to get back with this person was because I kind of looked at the past relationship objectively and their past behaviors objectively, and I thought, well, she used to lie a lot. She used to make up things about her life basically to make her look good. The relationship was toxic. She wasn't really sympathetic when I came to her with a few problems that I had, which, to be fair, I probably should have dealt with them myself instead of telling her about it. But she wasn't very sympathetic about those kinds of things. There was lots of passive aggressiveness, and again, like lots of lying, lots of deception. So I didn't want to get back with her in the end, and I didn't end up going on that kind of catch-up date with her because I just realized I didn't really want to be with this person. But she wanted to get back with me, and I could tell that because she was, very open to meeting up with me. She was contacting me. She was asking how I was. She was very interested in what I was doing, and she was basically trying to make it as easy as possible for us to actually meet up again. But of course, eventually I did decline, and that date never did happen. And that goes into the next point that I want to make, and that is they make it easy. So, with that story about that previous ex of mine, it was very easy to have a catch up with them. It was very easy to meet up. Like, she didn't put any roadblocks in the way. So if your ex does start contacting you and you start saying things to them like, oh, do you want to meet up and have a coffee, or do you want to hang out one day, do you want to have a catch up, things like that, and they're putting up loads of roadblocks, and they're saying, oh, no, I'm busy, or they're very flaky about it, and basically it's really, really difficult to meet up with them, and it's just really, really hard to actually see them and meet up with them, then that's not a good sign. However, if it's very easy for you and they're the ones that are initiating contact, and you say to them, would you like to meet up, and they're like, yeah, that'd be great, and they're very open to seeing you and meeting up with you, and it's very easy and very effortless, then obviously your ex probably still does have feelings for you, because if they didn't have feelings for you, if they didn't like you, they would be avoiding meeting up with you. They will be trying to make things end, basically. They'll be trying to finalize it as quickly as possible. So if they're making it easy, and if they're initiating contact with you, those are really good solid signs that your ex still has feelings for you. But of course, you need to be objective about that past relationship, because I sometimes speak to people about getting their ex back and things like that, and they say, oh yeah, I really want to get my ex back, and then I talk to them about the previous relationship. I talk about the months leading up to the breakup, and they tell me about the arguments, they tell me about the passive aggressive behavior, they tell me about how the fact they used to cry before they went to bed at night because everything was just so horrible, the relationship was horrible, they felt awful about themselves, it was just a really toxic environment. And when they say that to me, I'm like, well, why do you want to get back together with them then, if that's what was happening? Because basically, if you get back together with them, who's to say that that's not going to continue happening? Because more than likely it is, because not very often people are willing, both parties are willing to do the work on themselves to prevent that kind of thing from happening in the future. And what happens is when these people get back into a relationship, it can be good for a couple of weeks, and then they fall back into those old behavior patterns of passive aggressiveness, the arguments, the toxic atmosphere. So it's not usually a good idea to even get back with your ex. But the thing is when we break up with someone, we start to imagine things about them. We start to look at the relationship with nostalgia, with rosy-colored glasses. We kind of think about how it was at the beginning and how amazing it was at the beginning when you were just dating each other and just getting to know each other, and how wonderful that was. You may have had some really fun times, and then all of a sudden things started to get bad and get worse, but you're not putting your attention on that. You're thinking about all the good times, all the good things, because that's what happened to me. When this ex reached out and I was planning maybe to meet up with her, I was thinking about, oh yeah, about all the good times we had, about all the times we had great dates, going to the cinema, going to dinner together, having a great time, kind of the romance around it as well. But I was looking at it with rosy-colored glasses, and then I started to think objectively, thinking about all the bad things, the bad behaviors that ex had, the toxic, the kind of the toxic environment that was around that, and how I would behave, and I didn't really like who I was when I was around her and things like that. And it's well, is this actually even a good idea? Is it even a good idea to get back with this person? So you need to remain objective, but unfortunately a lot of people have the scarcity mindset, which is they don't think they're going to find anyone better than their ex, so they go back to those old relationships because they don't believe that they're going to find anyone better, or they're ever going to find anyone. And what kind of blows my mind, especially with heterosexual people, is that obviously it's a heterosexual normative world, so there are literally way more options available to you than there would be for someone like me who's a lesbian. And so it kind of blows my mind when heterosexual people tell me these things, and it's there's literally loads of people out there for you. There's literally many people that you could date, that you could talk to, that would be a great match for you. But you're not seeing that because you're in this scarcity mindset, and you're not thinking you're going to find anyone better than your ex. But more than likely you will. it's very, very likely that you will, especially if you go on dates consistently with a lot of people and you go through those people to find the right person. But because we get so kind of hung up on our past fantasies, our nostalgia about our ex, and the fact that we feel like we're never going to find anyone else, and the fear that kind of goes around that, we barely do. But let me give you the permission right now that you can find someone better than your ex. All you need to do is just get yourself a few dating apps. If you are a heterosexual male watching this, and go and watch this video on what to do on your dating apps, on your social media pages to enhance the matches that you get and the prospects that you can get to go on dates. You can find someone better than your ex, and remain objective. It's really important when it comes to your ex. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you guys again very soon. If you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.